Sometimes people have their own personal story to tell. My name is Francine Eikner, and I am the district advocate for the Eliminate Project. I live here in Tyler, Texas, and I belong to the Tyler Rose City Kiwanis Club. The first time I heard about the Eliminate Project was at the International Convention in Geneva, and I went to the Eliminate little forum, and they had quite a large group in there, several hundred people, to listen to a UNICEF representative and Dr. John Button. He interviewed the lady from UNICEF, and she had a guest of hers there who was going to talk about her personal experience. And her personal experience was, as a young woman, she was a nurse at one of the UNICEF clinics over in Africa, and there was a baby that was left on their doorstep. And when the baby was ill, and they knew something was wrong, so this young woman had a grandfather back in the States who was a pediatrician, so they called him and he said, sounds like from the symptoms, sounds like it could be tetanus, so get on a really good regimen of antibiotics, heavy doses, and maybe we can save the baby's life. And they did. And so she eventually actually adopted this child and raised her here in the United States, and told all about how wonderful she was, and had some pictures up on the big screen. And at the end of her speech she said, and Danny is with us today here in the audience. And the child stood up, gorgeous girl, waved to the audience, 16 years old. I mean, she was just beautiful, and I really began to cry. I thought, what a great story. I want to be a part of this, whatever it is, I don't care. I just wanted to work with the Eliminate Project. Our district has raised about $2.5 million. Worldwide, they've raised about $85 million. A lot of women and children who are alive today because of Kiwanis. I put my own PowerPoint presentation together a lot of times, and International has provided us with a lot of information, but I think unless you add your own inspiration and your own story behind all of that, it's a little too sterile. PowerPoint presentations are not my favorite thing. Spreadsheets are certainly not anything that I enjoy. So we talk about the numbers a little bit, but then we talk about personal stories. And there was a doctor when we went to Sun City, Georgetown, who got up and spoke at the end of the program. And when she was a young doctor, she encountered an adult who had contracted tetanus. And she said it was one of the most emotional moments in her life when she had to tell the family that this patient was not going to recover, and they were going to have to take her off of life support. And she was crying, I was crying. I mean, we're all just sitting there. Those are the things that keep you going. I mean, those are the wonderful stories that come out of all of this, and you just realize, as the UNICEF worker from Pakistan told me when one of their vaccinators was murdered out in the field, and she went to the funeral, she said, I thought the family would just be furious with us. But her sister, the vaccinator's sister, came up and said, I want to take over. And she said, I asked her, why would you want to do this? And she said, because it's that important. And that to me was like, it is. It's that important. I have a group of friends that we get together pretty often, and I talk about Kiwanis all the time. And particularly one of them, and I don't think she would mind me telling this story, they were without a church for a couple of months, and for those 2 months, she gave me the money for the Eliminate Project that they would have given to their church, because I had talked to them about the Eliminate Project and was so involved in it. And she said, we wanted to do this just because we know it's important to you. It's not about the money. It's about the lives that are saved, the people that are being reached, and it's that important to do this.